and welcome to the second episode of the 5th season of MATC Now. I'm your host, Carrie Mahone. On this episode, Environmental Health and Water Quality faculty member Teresa Brown-Williams will be with us live in the studio to talk about environmental health and water quality. There has also been a lot of construction around MATC. New things are coming, but what are these new features and what's a pocket park? All of this information coming up on MATC Now. Welcome to MATC Now. We're coming to you live from the Milwaukee PBS studios inside MATC's downtown campus. Today our co-host is Teresa Brown-Williams, MATC Environmental Health and Water Quality Instructor. Thank you for being here. How are you, Teresa?
I'm great, Carrie. How are you today?
I am good.
And thank you for having me.
No problem. Thanks for being here. So describe your educational background and how that led you to where you are now.
Well, I come from a diverse background as far as educational wise. I worked for private industry for over 20 some years. We did like food testing for human consumption and also water testing. I have a bachelor's of arts degree in natural science with a concentration in microbiology, and I also have a degree excuse me, in our environmental health and water quality technology program, which led me to go ahead and get my master's degree in public health with a concentration in environmental health, and that is what led me to become a teacher instructor.
So what makes the Environmental Health and Water Quality program at MATC so special and stand out from the other programs?
Well, thanks for asking that. The program, I love it. It's a broad program. It has various information for students that they can go out and focus on and protect the environment, which it focuses on environmental protection, which we like to protect our air, water, and our food resources.
Right.
And it also gives them a chance.
I hate to interrupt you, Teresa, but we have so much more show left.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Speaking of programs at MATC, students can run into many situations and may need extra help in order to pass their classes. Chris Johnson, Tutoring Services Coordinator, has set up a great program to help students achieve their goals. But first, let's take a look at the longest running show on PBS. Letters to Santa has been airing for 4 decades, and it's not taking a break this year. Here's a look at what the production team did last year for their production of Letters to Santa.
Letters to Santa is an annual television series that has been produced by students at MATC for over 40 years.
With this production being run entirely by students, everybody's learning at the same time. So it may be a little bumpy as people are learning, but it's an experience that a lot of people in other places don't get to have. I can't think of any other programs anywhere where you get to make an entire TV show, a series of TV. So it's really great that the students get to do this.
100% of Letters to Santa is student work. Everything from set design, crew, executive team, producers, directors, every last bit of the show is run by students.
Some of the really rewarding things of working on Letters to Santa were seeing the end product, really seeing everybody come together when stress was at an all-time high, and pulling together and working as a team. People that were stepping up into roles and really working hard was really a rewarding part.
I definitely think it'll help. It's a night, as long as the shows run well and we put on a good show, it's definitely something really nice to have on your resume, especially considering this is the only student program that airs on Channel 10 on Milwaukee PBS. So having that kind of exposure for your work is huge when you're trying to show your work to a potential employer, especially in the TV industry. If they see that you have experience with a large-scale production like this, then that definitely opens a lot of doors for you and helps you through the door.
Every year, the newest group of students put their own unique twist on the show.
This year's Letters to Santa's theme is Greetings from Santa's Village. So during each episode, the kids are visiting Santa in the village, and there are segments with different elves from the village. One episode we meet Cinnamon the Rapper, who's a superstar in the North Pole. Another episode we meet Santa's personal bodyguard. In another episode we take a look at the Christmas tree inspector, who is in charge of making sure everybody's Christmas trees are up to par in the North Pole.
You guys see the arrows? Look.
Are you excited to see Santa?
This unique television program has also touched the heart of someone very special.
It brings children from our community into a studio to meet me and to be able to give me letters to read and to have a fun time just watching the other kids in the studio and being able to go home later and watch themselves on TV.
Letters to Santa airs December 16th through the 20th and the 23rd and 24th at 2:30 p.m. on Channel 10, Milwaukee PBS.
Make sure to watch Letters to Santa on Milwaukee PBS.
My name is Chris Johnson, and I am the coordinator of Tutoring Services, which is half of Tutoring Services and Academic Support. Our tutors are actually quite versatile. Their primary purpose is to help students succeed, to help students figure out how to study better. Obviously, they tutor subjects, they tutor math, science. Most of our tutors work in what we call academic support centers. You probably know them better as computer labs. You can come use the computers for anything, including getting online to talk to our tutors. Because a lot of our tutors are online this semester. You won't find as many in person, although we do have a few in person as well. The primary way that we find tutors is through instructor recommendations. The instructors at MATC, for the most part, know how to recommend a tutor. They are the ones who know when students need tutors. However, you can also just spontaneously come down to our office in C286 and put in an interest in tutoring form. We cannot guarantee we have openings, but if you've heard your fellow students grumble about needing a tutor, you can most certainly tell them to let us know that they need you, and we will do our best to get you hired. We do give preference to students and graduates, because of course students and graduates know what's going on at MATC. They've actually taken the courses. Our tutors are using Blackboard because that's what the instructors are using. We actually, however, keep our schedules up on our website just like normally. You just have to Google MATC Tutoring. We have our own website. There are schedules on there. You can click a link and it will literally take you right into the Collaborate room that our walk-in tutors are using. We call it drop-in when they're online. COVID-19 has presented challenges for us because, of course, MATC is a hands-on college. That's what we're known for. We want students to get in, use equipment, actually touch things, play with the software. It's a little harder to do online, obviously. Again, we do have to have many of them online because we have occupancy limits here on campus, and some people just are uncomfortable coming on campus because of COVID-19. However, we will do our best to make sure your needs are met. We can have you sit in the lab and contact the tutor online with the help of someone in the lab if you're uncomfortable with that online solution.
You can tell that the students are very grateful and happy that MATC supplies them such a great tutoring program. You can definitely see the progress students have made through tutoring, right, Teresa?
That's right. Don't be afraid to get help with your classes. It will definitely help you become more knowledgeable and a better student.
That's right, Teresa. Keeping our environment clean is very important. Nate Tillis is a MATC alumni who is making sure our environment is safe for us all.
Here at one of Waukesha's remote wastewater sites, Nate Tillis, an alumni of MATC's Environmental Health and Water Quality Technology program, is the maintenance supervisor for Waukesha's wastewater treatment plant.
So from the program, we learned a lot about the environment as a whole, the water cycle, the nutrient cycle, and seeing how what we do as a career is also a part of the water cycle, just in an accelerated manner. So in the program, we learned a lot about how to interact with the environment, a lot of the history, and how we got to where we are now, in terms of legislation and how we remediate things that we've spoiled in the environment.
As the maintenance supervisor, Nate manages several different remote sites all around the city of Waukesha.
Some of our main challenges are having an idea of what the water is coming to us and what it has in it. So right now we're dealing with a problem with flushable wipes. People often flush items that don't necessarily belong in the sanitary sewer district, so we're trying to come up with a way to encourage them not to flush these wipes and put them in the garbage. Other than that, some of our concerns are making sure that the equipment is reliable, that our staff is trained and safe, and that we're able to provide a decent service efficiently and within our budget.
Nate has been in the industry for almost 20 years now and says that maintaining these $500,000 remote sites is no easy job.
We discharge to the Fox River, which is a multi-use waterway. So people fish from there, there's water ski, there's boats, there's all kind of things in there that are part of our community activities. So we make sure that the water that we discharge into the river is of very high quality, usually higher quality than the river, and that is our part in maintaining our section of the water cycle. When it comes to environmental planning, there's a method called the triple bottom line. And those are the three things that we look at to see if something is going to be sustainable. So that is people, profits, planet. And basically that means that you want to make sure that the social systems are going to be benefited by whatever you do, that it makes sense financially, and that it doesn't harm the planet. I see what I do as my job as part of a small cog in that wheel to make sure that we're moving forward as a community in a sustainable way. That means not only just protecting the environment, but how does this environment affect people, and equity across all different socioeconomic and racial and background barriers that there are. What we do for the environment is a part of that. So we always try to keep in mind that the triple bottom line is ultimately how we should be forging our direction forward to make sure that we're not damaging any of our social systems, the environment that we live in, and making sure that everything we do has economic responsibility tied to it.
Making sure the water is healthy and clean for everyone is a lot of work, but it does pay off in the end. Isn't that right, Teresa?
That is correct, Carrie, it does.
So Teresa, while you are very knowledgeable on a lot of things, you mostly know a lot about water and quality health.
Yes.
So what is it in water that makes it so beneficial from all aspects of life?
First of all, we can't live without water. Water is vital to us. We use water for everything. Water is in everything. And what makes it so beneficial is the testing that our state goes through to give us the clean drinking water, and which is very vital to our aquatic system, our homes, economic. We have to use it for, laundry, washing our dishes, cooking, cleaning.
So is there anything that can be found in it that might be dangerous to people in the environment?
Yes, it also depends on the different types of chemicals that may be found in water, and that could be due to all the runoffs from the pavements and the parking lot that gets into our water system, and high chemicals from industrial wastes, things like that. But that's why we have our purification systems.
Great. So for health purposes, is it safe to drink tap water, or should we try to drink bottled water? Because, I've heard a lot of different battles between the two.
I have to agree with you. There are some pros and cons to that. Personally, we have found a tremendous amount of what we call microplastics in our waterways, and it also affects our aquatic life. Now, the difference between the bottled water and the tap water is that over time you find that the chemical that are used to make the plastic water bottles will leach sometimes, will leach out over time, and that can also have a potential risk, as far as drinking and ingesting it. Preferably, I would just consider using tap water because it is less expensive, it's more environmentally friendly, and you don't seem to come across any of the microplastics that's in there.
Go ahead.
Okay, great. So how is the current state of the water quality in Wisconsin, and what can be done to improve it?
Well, we do have our purification system plants, our facilities around that checks the water, they test the water, they make sure, to monitor the water, and also by them monitoring the water, it also gives us a sense that we can look at, what's going on currently with the water, if there's any ongoing emergency problems that we need to foresee. And by monitoring the water and making sure that it's pure and clean and safe for us to drink, then we can, abide by the compliance standards of the drinking water, safe drinking water standards.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, Teresa. Hopefully people can take something from this and do what they can in order to improve water quality and health for themselves and everyone else.
That's right.
Here at MATC, there's a program where students can focus on protecting our water, food, and air resources for a better environment for all. Let's talk to Patricia Quinn, who has more information on this opportunity for students.
MATC has a 2-year program for students that are interested in environmental protection and water quality for our environment. This program focuses on protecting our water, food, and air resources. Patricia Quinn is an alumni and instructor here at MATC who has some experience in this program.
Well, environmental health and water quality technology really encompasses a lot of different things. So when you break it down, you've got the environmental health aspect, and that encompasses everything from food safety, which is what I went into. So you've got food safety, you have safety in general, like OSHA, like occupational health and safety. And then you have environmental monitoring as well for that. So that encompasses both like our actual environment, so talking like the DNR, EPA, that sort of thing.
There are a lot of different careers and opportunities in this field, which interest a wide variety of people.
So one of the surprising things that I kind of talked about before is the large number of different avenues that you can take for your career after graduating from this program. You could go down as I did, in the food safety and microbiology sector. You learn a lot about that. You could also do the like OSHA, health and safety, industrial hygiene jobs. Those are super abundant, by the way. People are always looking for safety and quality support. You could do the environmental avenue, which is, working for the DNR or an independent environmental consulting. The Milwaukee Riverkeeper also does hire. And then on the water treatment side, you could do drinking water, you can do wastewater, well operators, soil testing. There's really a lot of different careers that you could choose from.
With all the different pathways available, students learn a lot about environmental safety and how it is used in different careers.
Like I said, you learn so much about so many different things, and you spend like your first year kind of doing your general overview of all of those different areas. So you do microbiology, you learn about particularly in the food safety sector, and obviously all these, like your water stuff, your chemistry, environmental science, how that can apply to both our environment and the water treatment industry.
If you are interested or want to learn more information on this career, visit the MATC website for the program definition and what the program all includes.
And now it's time for a quick look at the upcoming week in the MATC Minute. Take it away, Carrie.
Thanks, Teresa. Just a reminder that Election Day is 8 days away, which will be next week, Tuesday, November 3rd. Make sure you register and get those ballots filled out in time so you can have your voice heard this election. This weekend is Halloween, which means trick-or-treating. Make sure you check online to see if your county is still doing trick-or-treating and the dates and times of when the kids can go out and get some candy. Also, all this week in the city of Greendale, there's a pumpkin carving festival. You can pick a pumpkin from the patch, bring it to the pumpkin carving tent, and carve a free pumpkin to display for all to see. Pumpkin carving tools provided. To keep up with the Halloween theme, there's a 4-hour haunted bus tour through downtown 3rd Ward. There will be 3 stops for haunted spirits and 1 stop for a final chocolate treat. It's encouraged for you to dress in a costume for the event, and you must be 21 years of age or older to participate. Lastly, this Saturday is also daylight savings. We moved the clocks back, which allows you to get an extra hour of sleep this weekend. I know I'm excited to catch up on some much needed rest. That concludes your MATC Minute. Back to you, Teresa.
Thank you, Carrie. Now for a look at a new entrance coming to the MATC downtown campus.
In the coming year, there are plans to remove an old, out-of-use building at 739 West Juneau Avenue and to replace it with MATC's first Pocket Park.
So if you look at our Milwaukee campus, on the corner of 8th and Juneau, that corner there has served as our service yard for many years. It was a property that was obtained from the city of Milwaukee years ago. It was a small ward yard for them, a service yard for them. We kept it in that capacity, and we utilized the current administrative building that has housed our Local 212, which is our instructional teachers union building, their administrative building. The scope of the project really includes taking down that smaller administrative building, removing the asphalt, making a more kind of welcoming feeling. We consider that our northwest entrance to the campus. So it's an opportunity really to try to settle in a little better with the neighborhood. If you see the development that's going on around us, giving opportunity for students or people from the public to really just kind of come and utilize the space and be outside.
On the environmental side, we also at MATC have a number of goals in place for sustainability for the district. And in alignment with those goals, this project really serves 2 purposes. We've got an integrated energy master plan that of course calls for energy use reduction. So obviously taking out a building would be helping with driving down some energy use that is being used on that corner. So it ties in with our energy use goals, and then also it helps the broader community with their sustainability goals too. Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District chipped in $30,000 for this project, and the Fund for Lake Michigan gave another $50,000 towards this project because they recognize the stormwater savings from the capture and retention of stormwater on this site. We've been going through a master planning effort for our facilities over the past year. But part of that master plan has been really trying to encourage our campus to put plans in place that help to create some of these green spaces and these social spaces where students, community members, faculty members can really have a third space that's not school, it's not home, but it's a resting place and a place that they can have serendipitous interactions with other faculty members or students that are not in their program. So this is one of those areas that allows for a third space on our campus. It's a way for MATC to be a good neighbor to that development that's happening in the downtown area, and also to take a not so beautiful area on our campus and use it to beautify. So we have a campus beautification committee that's been working on identifying some areas on the district that need some improvement, and they've spoken into this project and pushed this forward.
The project is slated to be completed in spring 2021.
That wraps up this week's episode of MATC Now. A special thanks to Teresa Brown-Williams for teaching us about the importance of our health and quality of our environment and water. Join us next week as we talk about Election Day and what you can do to do your part as an American citizen and what others are doing as well. For MATC Now, I'm Carrie Mahone. Thanks for watching.